Alrighty. Time for 2.3. Let's meet some new friends. Didn't catch that because, you know. Wherever that was before. No, it avails not to speculate. We're going to travel somewhere if there are any developments. I'm simply talking about Badassian. Isle Badassian is. Wait, poof. Without such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I will speak of a different matter, one closer to home. Concerning its etheric fluctuations, we were previously attributed to King Mugelbog the 12th. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the 12th. Our latest readings reveal ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. Oh, yes, this problem. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Who's there? Asella, I did not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. We ran out of wine. Because the players are whining. What matter of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Moldova. This time are come to their evidence told seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the seventh heaven, waiting a formal response. I see. May have this to be expected. I shall meet them at once. I said, you know full well we have the resources to accommodate many more people. Considering what will happen if you do this, word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear the suit. Callahan, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. So, in my way is, get out of my front yard! Oh, I won't! Then, Ifrit. Ah! I will make marshmallows out of you people. But we're all flesh and entrails. That's the point. Ah! So, word a heads up, if for some reason my stream ends, that's because my area is getting a little windy as of late, and we might have, perchance, as I was been told, could be up to 60-mile wind, gusts of wind. So far, as far as I know, I haven't lost power in my apartment because my microwave hasn't been blinking its lights, so that's a good start, I guess. So if I drop off, that's the reason why. And I went past by a Dragotail refugee. Please, sir, can I have more? More? I apologize for keeping you away. My name is Mephilia, and I lead the Science of the Seventh Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you! Boobs. Wait, what? We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, Mephilia. I just can't say that name right. I ain't good with words. I've been in love with the scraps of Ulda for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one we got took. They say there is work, but there is not for an honest man, not as when solely his soul sooner than his palms ain't road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards of the city didn't help us up. They climb on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. The only question was where. And when it came to me, Reverend's told. I mean, you took the foreigners in, didn't you? So surely you do the same for us. I fear the situation is more complicated. While it is true that receptive Domans paid attention for aid, that decision was a product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but you probably understand that it is not possible for an organization that remains to aid all who has been affected by the calamity. And it's felt with great regret that I must deny your request. But we have nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Tartaro, as long as miss. Little tidings for Oda, my lady. Alphinaud has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at anyone. That can't be right. What would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Seven hells. Now the blades have an excuse. They'll run us up and kill us anyone who tries to resist. Innocent, please, if you don't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we got. My lady. We're not the ones to stand idle by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attack without provocation, then these responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphinaud quickly. If he is in danger, or worse, I will have you and not other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Elda and Papa will see to it. Alphinaud is being treated in the hourglass. Hurry, Galleon. And the plot thickens. Revolution. I don't know why they call it the hourglass way. It's actually the quicksand. Like, seriously. It's like, it even says quicksand.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence.
Not to be racist, but have you noticed every one of them are a lot of fells? Little fucking rich bastards.
So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist.
Damn, the Alamiga woman looks pretty bust.
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Reborn and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Ul'dans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. while more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions.
So, if I was at Uldon and I was freaking filthy rich as the monetarist, I might be different because of how my sin of greed is really low. It's like, if I would actually really, literally take in refugees, I was like, okay, earn your keep, work for me, and I'll provide you. Just do your job and I'll be fine, whatever. But I just don't understand why they don't do such things. But then again, there's fucking bullshit in there. But, that's just me.
It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the immortal flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the raised tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe this particular raid might not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I will hear what General Reborn has to say upon the matter. Momo. Now is not a good time, Galleon. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. More precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Huff it up. Back on your feet already? You may credit my swift recovery to your incursions. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remained throughout the Thalion. We had sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. Well, I can well imagine. Given that the majority of the refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they come to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. Not going to deny the tensions between Uldon citizenry and the refugee population has increased since the Dolmens were turned away. But would that motivate a serving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And one of those who are not even a single guild to spend, who could not survive without aid provided by their immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that the power keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion. And now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, an investigation can wait. I do not have the time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. There, Robon, stop being dumbass. I would say bullheaded, since, you know, he is the bull. The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel and with good cause. Ready to claim without necessary proof and that these riots were instigated by outside forces. The monitors will accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Galleon. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I will have you make inquiries of the settlements suspected of harboring ability grants. Commander Swift will know which one they are. He may bulk a request for such information, but I have no doubt you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I meanwhile shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? You look as though you had something to say, Galleon, do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information fall in the wrong hands, that lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in her words. An able individual may be suited for this task within a regiment. Very well. Respirates have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It might be unrelated to recent events, but we'll doubt it. I suggest you begin speaking to the Blaze Crystal there. Ooh, shit. Actually, it's pretty much next to it. Screw it. And what brings you here, adventurer? I search for refugees? Well, then you come to the right place. Oh, you mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them there. Most of the people at Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like the merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. A fan of the Sultanate army? I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left in the merchant have yet to return, and I'm increasingly concerned that Zakawaka's suspicions are correct. Yeah, if I'll guess what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zakawaka, he will explain everything. Okay, controller's acting weird tonight. Ah, don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. Wait, I know your face. You're not the man. Not are you the man from the church saying lama 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 lama? 1,000 pardons, my friends. I must you one of those thugs who have been tormenting us. If Lord Ferric bid you to speak with me, then I'll take you free to help. 12 be praised for that, because we haven't had a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under that frenetic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and take on that which is owed? Ha! A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few will heed my words. Now, one of our ideals has returned. However, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder the tent, and you'll understand why. Even now, he babbles incoherently, so traumatized that by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I have no doubt that the merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg you, find him before he does. Terrified refugees. Ah! What are you doing? Don't draw. Yeah, I know. I have a lot of traumatization from Final Fantasy VIII. Trust me. Draw. Why didn't you run with me? You could have skipped together. Then you would be here with me before you had to soothe me. Why do you have to stay and leave me alone? Soothe. Who are you? What do you want? Dropped! That's true. I followed the merchant and made the guys strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a catch of weapons he had bought and employed us to seize the control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into two groups, sent us to our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with ours, but then they started arguing, and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting. The flames were shouting to give no quarter, and oh God, it's the other group. They're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Bitch. Other refugees are hiding in the cave south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultan and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why? The twins may even just the iron to do the deed themselves. A pox of all bloody sellswords, they were supposed to train us to fight, but the one he sent was vanished during the struggle. Oh, if we ever listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though, if we were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins to come in and show my brethren that their strongest words are no match for one man. Maybe then we're going to agree to lay their arms and renounce this plot. One man or one? Really? Actually. Ooh. Sorry, I got a name target. I gotta kill it. Thank you. I hate this part of the area. Because there's another cave alcove of some sort. Ah, okay. Seven hells, they found us. Everyone, grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is it? Sorry to disappoint you, lad, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. Well. Yeah, well. Oops, my bad. Yeah. You beat him like I was nothing. Tell me, what we're gonna do now? I'm gonna suffer your soul with my flaming friend. But first. And by the way, you suck. Potato. Okay, controller, what's with you today? Not pressing buttons I like to be pressed. You return! Do you find my brother? What are the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better to handle and take a beating from you than get locked with butchered by the flames. Tell me, did the merchant have to say when it was... What did the merchant have to say when it's over? What merchant? Huh? Where else could he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throws to recruit others. Reap the whirlwind. Merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many must more perish in his pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease this mad quest. Surely is still ruined. Huh. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they were back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Olda. They said they were going to change everything. Make it so we can live inside the walls and with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I don't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry. I got scared. Say, mister, are you looking for somebody? I'm looking for a merchant. Swear to me! You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, look, over there. I think that's him. Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? Oh shit, it's the Warlight. You! Run, bitch! He's getting away! Go get him, mister! I'm coming for you! Wow, for a freaking merchant on foot, he really book it. Holy crap. I got a can, bitch. Hey, Bumshot. What are you doing out here, old man? No, seriously, what are you doing here, Bumshot? Can't see target. Well, obviously he's short. I think we kind of got a little ahead of that fucking script. Yo, bitch boy. You got some explaining to do. You got it. Why are you pursuing me? You're being an ass dickwad. Citation, treason, revolution? That's preposterous. You even said yourself, what fools. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-seeing refugees who terrorize the streets of Ulta? Ah! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None! You look a little sus, boy. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. Oh, you're making it even more suspicious! Ever called Try Disaster? For a second argument, let's say I think of the things you claim. Surely you don't think I would give a quarter's arse about politics. It was business. Only business! Bitch, I will wreck you. Sloppy. We both know I'm not the only one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I'll tell you everything. Shot in the heart! What's all this commotion? 7 hells. We got a murderer here! He shot him in the face with a bow! I have a book. Tell others to spread out and search the area. The killer might be still close. That's why they don't blame me. Hold, adventurer. I want to know about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. I'm investigating. This man was responsible for the recent riots? Man, we owe this murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it's obvious you were not the one who seek. I have a book! You may carry it with you on your investigation, Scion. See? I got a book. Book. See? Book. Now, if I had something like this... Yeah, you might question my motives here, but you know... But I have a book, so... Piss off. Not to mention, hello, you know I was a Scion. Obviously, I'm not gonna randomly go kill people. Oh yeah, Scions, they just randomly go kill people with arrows right in front of them that's about 2 feet ahead of them. Yeah, it's all, it's normal. What news, Galleon? Where is the merchant? He got shot in the heart! Murdered? Damn it all, the 7th hell. He was not simply murdered, Galleon. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not spare it, though. We might be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Revolution. The Flame Gentleman left word that you were to proceed to the fragment chamber as soon as you return. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries, as well as the results of our investigation. Master Alfred has already been informed and she'll be waiting for you outside. Pray you proceed to the royal promenade with all haste and speak with Bart. I'm not gonna say his whole freaking name. I'm just gonna say Bart. Bart, 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 Bart. I really wish this E3 was a little closer. Just saying. So was the newer. Wow. We have expect you, sir. Please proceed. Doink. Revolution complete. That's probably voice acting.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
I did?
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
this information does not leave this room.
Hey guys!
The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate.
That's me!
Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence.
Until now.
Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters.
Well, that sounds like...
It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Derek!
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield.
Well, that's where we PvP. No, seriously, Cartano has been a PvP zone.
The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed.
Yeah, there is a lot of shit go down in Cartano Flats. It's not even freaking funny. And it's still a running gag throughout this whole series.
There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations.
Again, PvP.
In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
That sounds great, right?
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Oh!
Pardon?
Oh! This is the first time he's been dropped! Wow. You know, it's such a good I'm doing New Game Plus again because, or just going through the storyline again because I didn't think about Omega. He would never. I thought it was like, okay, he's in Cardinal Flats because you won't know until the end of Heaven's Word, last patch. But yeah, I didn't know his name got dropped the first time.
An Oligon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Oligon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cotonou Flats.
Huh.
Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
The thing is about Cotonou Flats, it's like the main source area. It's a really weird area. I don't understand. It's like Bahamut was kind of around that area. Well, no, not really. No, it was another sector. Never mind. But Omega's there. There's Allegan stuff around that area. It's like it's a freaking treasure trove, and not to mention a lot of the freaking ether or the live stream is kind of focused around this focal point. So it's really interesting how the Cotonou Flats is. Who knows? Actually, in Endwalker, they might actually explain more about Cotonou Flats. Maybe we'll start delve deeper in the 24 Man.
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
We have a spy in our midst! That chair is a spy! I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought of all this chaos was the product one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intended to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Unfortunately, you're very well positioned to do so, Captain Tyrell. Pray keep us informed of any developments in Cotonou. AK, go PvP, bitch! Be gone, whelp! This is no place for children. Hey, stop being a dick to a kid. I'm sorry. I was looking for you, mister. You said you were looking for the man who lived with my parents. You know this girl? Yeah, she helped me. I pointed out, and she was really good at Among Us. We found our suspect. So you visit Sternstro as well. I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think several places they might be. If you like, we can go look for them together. Really? You can help me look, mister? I'm pretty much the same age as you. Of course, but first I must need finishing speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Maybe you could wait for me by the pillar over there. Require but a moment. Yay! I'll be waiting! I'll take her to the quicksand. Maybe Momo will know what to do. A Legion of Guardians, ethereal star and primal. Even dealing with the Ancient would be preferable to the charade. Sometimes I feel affiliate is too ambiguous. We rush hither and you yearn in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhaps the time has come for a change. Dun, dun, dun. Foreshadowing. Galleon, this is Mephilia. I know this is sudden, but I must get returned the Reven's told with all due haste. Pray return to the Rising Stones. The situation at Tweleswood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. This one has a problem. The Tweleswood, the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. However, received no reports of the Ixal activities, which leaves the Sylphs? Go, Gally. You know as well as I. The appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the Mephilia that while I'm grateful for her concern, she didn't need fear for my safety. I'm more than capable of protecting myself. Yeah, because you're a scholar. You can put shields on yourself. And you're still in 2.0 era, so you still have protect. Yeah, we used to have the spell protect as a cross class. That's a term we used to have. We don't have that anymore. Hell, it's not even a freaking roll action anymore. Ouch. What if Larry's actually gonna make it like an all summoner squad for 24-man? All summoners come to raid! Use all your abilities! Use your Tri-Disasters, use your Banes, use your Bios and Miasmas. Because they're not gonna exist after Endwalker starts. I'm gonna miss my Bane. Oh, Bane, you're such an awesome skill. Pat, pat. It's a relief to see you healthy and hale, Galleon. The latest news for Ulda was most disturbing. Yeah, well. Clearly, the only injury Alpha has suffered was his ego. Doubtless he'll heal her along. Ding! Let's keep that tally up. The other signs will be present for this meeting. If you're ready to begin, I will summon them now. I tapped 2 blue and 3 colorless for Arianje. 3 green and 3 colorless for Yoshtola. The Lord of the Levin, or Lord of Levin. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, should not have some of you here if not urgent. To business then. I have received some disturbing news of Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called their revered guardian, the primal Ramu. Not Rama, Ramu. I'm sorry, may have? Then it's not certain? The other Seaseer informs that the elements themselves murmur with the lore of Levin's return of the Force. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, Mephilia, but the fact that not contradict the Elemental's testimony, unlike his more bellicose comparators, Gruda and so forth, Ramu is reputed to act only in defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if it were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? The preparations for a summoning which were indeed underway, surely we would not escape your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen. Just not this soon. You fail at your job, Yada! You knew it. I beg your pardon. You foresaw this eventuality. You did not to prevent it? Exactly, Shola. Oh, we knew it was going to happen. We're supposed to prevent it! Not let's say, hey, it's going to happen! Hey, I love how Shola's tail just went berserk. I told Papa O's. I suppose I could have reported things to Mephilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, but that was because the Guardians came trampling through the forest. And so as Castro-Orient stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their Guardian deity on hand. In short, I agree with. The actions of the Forest Folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain the observation would have remained the best policy had it not for the sudden influx of strangers in the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. Tis like the Sylphs perceive this panic migration as another invasion and quicken their efforts to summon their god. I am to put in mind a Titan and the Kobolds. Once again, this is the affairs of men which have paved way for the Primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place that yours would be without this civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Gallian, through your dealings with the Sylphs and Little Sylphs, you want to see and prevent an untimely conflict with Gondia. I wonder, why one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramu can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. I found hope. Were such a thing possible, we could not be at war with the Beastmen since time immemorial. But this time we can. Let's just continue the discussion now. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramu's presence. The editor Seaseer has requested your personal involvement, Gallian. Pray report to Commander Hilux at the Adder's Nest as soon as you're able to. Seal yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than admissible. In such an event, your fellow silence will, of course, leave you whatever support you require. I think that's a hint. Maybe they'll put a trust system for the early levels. Hinting at it for a while. Actually, what do you got to say? Come up, we have the Elder Seaseer, the petition to aid your order. Yeah, okay. Just nothing. Because I know that in the past, it's past live letters, they say we want to put a trust system for the low levels. Okay. Wait. I have to go to the other. Oh. But, Yeah, they want to put like trust system for them. How NBCs work with you. Gallion, the silence your arrival has most anticipated. The appearance of Primal is never cause for alarm on our knees. Though my men stand ready for an eventuality, I know none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I will have you do so without delay. The other seeks here, however, will speak with you first. She is an opinion that your diplomatic rather than martial skills may better serve our cause. I will leave her an explanation to her learned leader. Pray make her way to Nupcia's altar. The contrary attendants will admit you inside the lotus stand. I think this might be.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest.
Moo!
Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelves Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided.
Only reason I laugh about Arbiter because Edenverse, what is it, 5? He subs the Arbiters. I was like, Arbiters, yeah, that freaking thing. And not to mention, yeah, Ramu is not a freaking crazy lunatic primal. He's like, okay, I'll listen to you. You piss me off, or I don't like you for some reason. We're gonna have some words. Or in this case, he's gonna judgment bolt your ass.
Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelves Wood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin.
But we don't know where he is. But we know how to find him. Objection!
A wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands Veorzia shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Counting on the Scions, I will still expect you. I understand you go to treat with the Primal Ramu himself, an inevitable task, but one for which I have no doubt you're well suited. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak. That we may ascertain the location where the Lord 11 might be found. I will ask you to able abide here until they return with their findings. Living in expression. These puns. Oh wow, another Duskray Elzen. Don't see them too often as NPCs. I was told that the messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching, and have wisely identified the precise location where the Touch Ones summoned Lord Ramu. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. May you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow Scions. It will be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please, please, come with this one. It's kind of... Here's the thing that gets me. This is the non-tainted sylphs. This is the tainted ones. So many of them. It's rather screwed up. I got stuck. Oh crap. Wise one has ventured deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touch ones. This one is most sorry, but this one cannot go no further. Draw too close to Lord Ramu. This one might turn mean and nasty like touch ones. And so this one must stay farewell now. Walking One will find Wise One not far from here, to the south. Go in safety, Walking One. Me and nasty ones like touch ones. I love that. So it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment, I thought you were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wrecking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on your Stola's face when the one impersonating Sonya showed up. Oh gods. That's quite enough, Papa Mio. My apologies. It's not like it. I need to ramble, so. Anyway, I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Romeo was called forth in the vicinity of the Sil's Aetheryte. Come, Gallia, Lord of Eleven awaits. They have an Aetheryte? Them little bastards.
Nora betrays thee, servant of hiding.
Oh yeah, yes, voice acting. That's cool.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult.
See, I actually like Ramu because he's not a fucking asshole primal. He actually has more logic, like, okay, what is your malfunction? It's like, I will go to war if there's a problem with me. The other ones are like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill you. You know, I don't like you. Your face looks ugly. I'm just gonna rip you with shreds with fire, earth, or fucking wind, whatever the case may be. Ramu's like, give me a reason not to kill you.
Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Gridanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other.
I also want to point out, you know, it'd be hilarious. Have a nice fucking conversation. Put Urianger with Ramu. That'll be comedy gold right there.
Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born?
One bright shadow.
It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee.
Yeah, because the untouched ones gave him
Thou
that.
standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee.
More ways than one.
Very
14.
well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
Okay, I'm just gonna be an asshole. Ah, my eyes!
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
Oh, sorry, I heard someone who talks my language here.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady.
I had a boner on thee because he talked like me. Oh, gods. I'm sorry. Him and Urianger in a cafe talking among each other is gonna be pure gold. Seriously, someone made a fan fiction out of that.
I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Not extreme. Sorry, I'm having freaking E5 Savage PSTDS pusher strategy. It's funny how he wears Bahamut's garb. So, Ramu, he does not move from his station. He stays in the middle the whole time. So, he's pretty much a punching bag, in a way. Problem! He doesn't move. He still targets the tank. And he does splash damage. So, anyone near a tank, get the hell away. So, we'll start this. Go free. Thankfully, because I'm all by myself. Speaking of Pokemon, come out to play. Are truly a man? That exceeds my expectations. Bye, Beardy.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Okay, I'm gonna come back and nuke you all.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
Fucking Argaji.
In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Asians.
Whoa, watch that word,
But
man.
let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
What? I gotta say Ramu is probably one of my favorite primals in Realm Reborn. Just due to the fact he's actually the most calmest and actually thinks. Like I said, everyone else, they just want to murder you. Just because he'll look at you. Him is like, he gives you a chance. And probably my favorite primal in Heaven's War, I have to say, is probably Sephiroth. I feel like in some form he actually gives you a chance, like, okay, who the hell are you? I want to eradicate everyone because I've been held up in prison for how long? Show me your strength. Show me your moves. Sophia, Zerva, he just like, I just want to kill you. Sophia! But, Stormblood, well, frickin' Mr. Lore Revel. What a merry day. Oh, he's such a happy fellow. I love him. Of course, Tsukiyomi would be second, though. And, well, Shadowbringers, well... Ooh, that's a hard one. Actually, I don't know what the hell would be my favorite. Oh, yeah, see a sacrifice. Yeah, it's straight hands down. Even as extreme, it's actually pretty good. Killing at a return. Dare I ask how received your visit? I whooped his ass. He challenged you to test of arms? As well then. Then he has some experience in such matters. The people of both Gordania and Los Celos will be relieved that hear that the Lord Eleven has set you as the forest champion of peace. Yeah, perform a monumental duty this day, Galleon. The elder Seaseer must be informed of your deeds at once. The other CC will wish to hear your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly to the list stand. To conjure at the altar, blah blah blah. Pray return to Solus. Oh, freaking grape sakes. Almost finishing at 2.3. Yeah, I almost finished up 2.3, so we'll go from there. And actually, this might finish my Realm Reborn, part 5.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
We just kind of butt heads, said, he agreed.
Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose.
So, okay, each one of them wanted to try to claim the freaking Cartano Flats, which I don't understand. It's like, hey guys, we got something here that's freaking weird. Why can't we just always agree on, it's like, yeah, let's bury this damn thing? I don't understand it. It's like, what does Merle have to gain out of Cartano Flats besides Omega? Or even, Ul'dah, besides, obviously, fucking little Tenji and Melenji. And what the hell is Kanasena is going to do with that? It's like, what gain do they have for each of them? Besides, obviously, probably their internal conflicts. But I understand that. It doesn't seem they really explained that all that thoroughly.
Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return.
She swooned.
As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth. Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
So, I don't know. I feel like in Endwalker it's going to explain more about Cartano a little bit more thoroughly, because after all the major threats in that expansion is pretty much done and over with. We gotta go back to Cartano and freaking end this whole debate. This ends another daunting mission. Alien? I hope Lord Ramu can be persuaded with words alone. But nevertheless, I would admire the adroitness which you responded to the Primal Summon challenge. It seems that Urianger too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Galleon? Shall we gather back to the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? I think this ends this part. I don't know what's the point of instances when this is a personal instance. Just saying. Just weird. Welcome back, Galleon. We're momentous encounter with Lord Levin, Lord Romeo precedes you. I would fain to share news of my own, but Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord Levin, our learned companion has struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascians and mortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together. Yeah, this is gonna be a big drop point. I think this is voice act too.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the waking sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'ashtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'ashtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
History lesson, folks. Okay, class.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
AKA Mobius. Ta-da! Dropping it. Sorry, I'm such a big fan of Final Fantasy Mobius.
primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin Elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them.
The void. Well, not the void, but...
The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
Oh, you aren't.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Gotcha, bitch! Get in the Pokeball!
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
Sorry, I had to refresh
I
my
have the
controller.
utmost faith in you, Archon.
Power overwhelming.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
Seant. Okay, whatever. That's
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Meanwhile, on the 14th seat, so the Lord of Living has returned to Ether, as was Leviathan before him. Ramu's acquaintances was most intriguing. Infernal, Vortex, Crag, World, and Lemon all had now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. Remember these names, people, because they're going to be playing some role. The limitless potential of man, Highland's servant grows mightier by the day. Yet he prospers at great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too infinite. 7 times has the masses survived their rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and weighing. Yet, even as it innovates, the orator empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the grifted to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend to our every effort. Divine seeds were ever want to quit in Eorzea's fertile soil. We only need to lead men to the field, and by the eager hand shall a new deity arise. That which will shatter shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. The gate. Oh. Maybe I'm not done? No, let's get going. Now the matter Romeo has, for the present, had been put to rest, there is something I wish I would show you, Galleon. This is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the science's tireless service to the realm. It mentions particularly the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogul Mog the 12th, Leviathan, and now Ramu. Needless to say, there was only one among our number to have faced them all. Hi. And though the words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I felt they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks to all you have done, and of course of your duties. You never once failed to answer my call to arms. It's because you're my quest giver. You're a true hero, Galleon. Eorzea is that much safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I only know too well that we ill afford to lower our guard. The Asians may rely upon so chaos in this realm until such time as they were forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may assure that man will foment strife on his own. And as to say nothing of the beast tribes, unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again, and again, and then, there is no then. And yet, despite all this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow. Tomorrow. And there is no greater gift. That we had the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part of the dangers you have faced on our behalf and the people we have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies have never been so long, but think of the allies whom we are now blessed. Of the beastmen who wish not for conflict and who now call you friend. Of Alcei who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the calamity. And there is Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alien that might spare the hour of another ultimate weapon. So, Alisai doing the coils, the 8-man raid, or slash savage in this case, for a lot of people in that time. And Sid with Noah is the Crystal Tower series. So they're pretty much just lore dumped you. It's like, oh yeah, you do realize there is a coils of Bahuma 8-man there. And don't forget, you can actually venture with Sid and Gratia and Noah for a 24-man series. Just saying. And of course, we're speaking of our greatest allies, who we must not forget these closest to us. Mitch, I mean our fellow Scions, aka Ariane doing extremes. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of Ascians. And combat we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Edison. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust that I will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Ariane. Oh, no. Alphina, I take it the troubles in Odo no longer require your attention? There is yet some rumblings of discontent, but their air is simmering violence is largely dissipated. Tis the report such that I stand before you now. That and speak that you're considering the new organization we discuss. I have a message for you from Elle. You recall the refugee girl, the one whose parents went missing? They were found unharmed. She wished to be passed to her thanks to you. Why, Alphina, I might understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name. I look forward to reading all about her in a report. I do hope you left nothing out. Okay. Alphina has a girlfriend. Kelly, you have been away from Raymond's tour for some time now. I believe I might suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take the opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town. Which reminds me, one of the Doma children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yours was his name? I believe it was some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Ugh. Oh wow, I tried a train warning. That's kind of shock. I'm surprised this is still going. I would have thought it actually shut off my New Game Plus. I'll just keep going. Maybe I'll shut it off soon. Probably after this quest, maybe. I don't know. See you back in the end. Oh, must be hanging around. Oh, I remember this freaking issue. Oh. Okay, this is where it got me confused. I'm like, where the hell is this kid? It was a really weird spot. I remember I got pissed off at this for a while. Shit, where the hell is he? He was around here somewhere or something. It's so weird. It's like I'm literally on top of him, but I'm not. Or maybe he isn't. Oh, never mind. Being dumb. Because I swear she said he's outside, but... Look, it's Mr. Galley. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals, and there were some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could see you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all Domans. Oh, do you think you can train us today, Mr. Galley? Maybe you could show us how they fight primals? What's all this commotion then? Ah, these two. Mr. Boulder, Mr. Coent, do you know that Mr. Gallion is back? So it would seem. Welcome home, Gallion. My companion and I recently became full members of Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I'm known as Ori Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Colorant. Though we remain largely unproven adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. Ugh, I told you, Mr. Bowler, we're not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we were just asking Mr. Gallion if he could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters along, Sam, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordor are ever so lightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter proposal. What if we were cross swords with Gallion? A demonstration of skill of arms, if you will. I will smack you with a book. Alright, if I don't know you better, and I do, I say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, perhaps I am, but what matters the move when the children stand and learn so much from the lesson. What say you, Gallion? Will you consent to spar with me? I will smack you with my book. Hurrah! We have a tournament! Come on, everyone, we'll prepare our gear on outing. You know, I'm gonna get my ass kicked, right? Do not try to disappoint them. Have faith, Colette. I shall summon every ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields of the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I really much look forward to our bout. You do realize I'm gonna nuke your ass. And to prove a point, I will. Oh yeah. Damn it. I can't nuke his ass! It was too good to agree to this, Gallion. I trust you are ready to begin. Yes. You know your ass is mine, right? Very well. Let's not keep the youngins waiting any longer. Hori, are you certain you wish to fight him alone? That is Gallion you're facing. What better way to test my battle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, tis this hero's legend led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Ganon to inspire my efforts, I wouldn't be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember this. This is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear that the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello? You haven't begun yet, have you? Oh, gods. They gotta... What the... Who are these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought we could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there was still more to come. When I mentioned Galley's name, their reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seemed to be a sickly shade in comparison. You best claim victory, bring our light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. I'm not smacking in my book. We shall soon see. On your guard. I'm gonna smack you with my book. Book. Bio book. Pestering book. Whoop ass. Ugh, so char. The tails barely do you justice. Mr. Fire won't lose, will he? It's over yet. It can't be. I had the right of it. Soon as I join the fray. 100 feet, Ori. I'm the fee. Just honor a privilege. Owned. Book! Oh no, he looks hurt. Mr. Galleon is so strong, but you can't give up Mr. Boulder. Get this boy, the youngest. Arrgh! But the lesson must continue. Oh, you little bastard. He's all the ground. Dick. And you're dead. Psycho Clutcher! Book. Get the best of me. I yield. Book. That was a Growly! Beat them both at the same time! That was not even my true power. We knew you couldn't lose, Galleon. Now you can beat the Guardian or Yarzia. I don't see why they send you to deal with the Primals. I have much work to do if I ever attempt the same. King of Whoop-Ass. Impressive as always, Galleon. It is a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your mortal proudness. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the pearls of the realm at bay. Guardian Eorzea, that's a misfitting title. Which we do. Well, actually we don't. Do you recall when we first met? 'Tis the memorial service of the Battle of Cartano. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willing to sacrifice himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire promise abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution as haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Yeah, I wonder who you learned that from. Your father? Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius in the order he proposed to enforce. The Legaeus single-minded military invasion precluded such switching to loyalties, of course. Were it for no desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. Tis you who convinced me that salvation at Eorzea was possible. Tis you who taught me through countless acts of bravery that my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, often infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, or they drag themselves back to defeat to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for the extinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish of Eorzea and its inhabitants, and charting a course for the future. I wish that was now become my own. I too will endeavor to take the mantle of Guardian Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards the better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plagues us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the science of the seventh dawn alone. No, what we need is to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians. It is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you are aiming at building such an organization, then pray let us continue the discussion back in the walls of the Raising Stones. Thank you for coming, Galleon. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, will ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I must first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the seventh astral era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over a core that seeks to bring the desperate forces of Eorzea together in a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution might grow from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could help to overcome alone. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation has become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus, I have been campaigning for the creation of what we consider a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation according to the science. It is my hope that the successful utilization of such force will lead the momentum of two lagging deliberations. Whew. Also, being a primary military outfit, I mean, such fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the Edison. The Zions work entirely to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you have witnessed with the refugee revolt, these are limitations of what we can achieve. With this new company under Science Command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing our farmable talents. The goals of a proposed organization and those of the Science are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing its precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, it is yet necessary that I visit the three leaders to gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey, and attend the business of recruiting our inaugural members while otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know the bringer of light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa. Let's rendezvous at the Bulwark Hall. I don't know, we're at 2. I don't know. I think this might be a halfway point. Because maybe a 2.3 and there's a 2.35. Like we have a part 1, part 2 series. Oh, shit. Now, maybe I'll just finish this one and we'll just end it here. Take a small break. There you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak of Admiral Bosworth. While the Admiral are finally permissionary groundlings and signing parchments, I will have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for the potential members, citizens should be pledged to another institution, or they're willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And they need to range into the countryside. The upper decks are low are popular with sufficient candidates to suit their purpose. Once you're satisfied with the recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter. May prepare for the next leg of our journey. Oh, shit. Okay. And this is how we make a free company. Who in the bloody hell do you think you're talking to, Dryliner? I'm a pirate, not some son of night and shiny plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous swap, try knocking out that Danny Calvarian's door. She's the leader of the Sirens. Precursor to a United Eorzean Grand Company? Well, I do admire the scope of your ambition. My responsibility to N and V keep me close to their forge. I have not time to tramping hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills at armor, however, I'll be willing to accept some special commissions. We haven't made our free company yet, but you know, we're just gonna start asking people around. We're trying. Like, seriously, they're literally making you almost like doing a free company recruitment thing. You do know that Final Fantasy 14, you actually can make a guild, or known as free companies. So that's what recruitment feels like. Screw this. Oh, roll. Well, Event Galleon. I not forget adventurer brave enough or daft enough to seek the shortcut of the Titan's bedchamber. You remember old role, don't you? Familiar with the company of heroes? 3 whistles at Broadsley? Yeah, and often I drag my arse out of Limsa for a drink, but I'm very glad I did. How far are you these days? You're looking to put together a new crew? Top tier work. Sounds like a right lark. It does. Alright, lad, come in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to claim them into me grave yet just yet. Raw's a good guy. Later on, we just call him Budget Thancred. Literally is. Raw's our Budget Thancred. I have expeditionary boots. Oh, there it is. Trader boots. An organization with the freedom to operate at territorial impunity? I must say, your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens will know there is time to act and time to watch, and I'm afraid this trial company falls in the latter category. Wait. He's the Krakens? I thought he was the Barracudas. Or maybe I got the names wrong. Maybe there is 4 factions. Because I know there's Blade Executioners, the Sirens. Oh, maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. That's their Alpha's new organization? Yes, I heard the formation of his trial company was an offing. To this great regret, however, I must decline unification. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Lalensa must needs receive my full attention. Why would you want to recruit someone who's like... I gotta admit, the Destroyer Brutes really help. Yes. Alien recruit went well, I trust. I'm curious how many proposals were received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa Lamensa. A member of the legendary company heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all of the documents requiring our approval. I can only hope my visit with the Elder Seaseer will proceed so smoothly. Pray continue on to Cordelia at your own pace. I shall wait your arrival at Nesria's altar. I'll just go. Alright, audience with the Elder Seaseer is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you will once more seek the task of recruitment here in Cordelia. After you deem the well of the potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Oh, gods. Forgot how much this was a pain in the ass at times. Oh God, it's surely be you? By the fickle fortune I must first face, I upon my release be yours. Could it be that you don't remember me? It's I, Lendris, the man who describes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular patron at restaurants. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if Gaul has changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any peculiar wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. What of you, adventurer? What business brings me to this part of Gordania? Recruiting, eh? And what's your policy of reformed convicts? As matters stand, the Woodwellers have not more to do with me. This might be the second chance I was looking for. Ramus totally said, I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this. I promise you. I'm a changed man. Marry this guy. There was that one time what the hell was he doing? He took coin and did some little things on the side. was like before we hit the 1,000 balls of Turtle Rock. Grandfather, let's call it a day. Let's return the guild and rest your tournament back gives up. Rest your tournament back gives up on it pretty good. I'm thoroughly sorry. We just Galleon, isn't it? It's been some time since our paths crossed outside the Copper Bell mines. Why, you're really more than a novice adventurer, Dad. Now look how far you've become. Mario Miu tells me that's who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now he seeks out hard souls to fill the ranks of a new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just. And my companion here will be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I'll try to join your company as soon as I see Ilser safely home. Hey, it's cool. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions? I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young master, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to better here whatever years mean to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. It's not surprising. It is not often a guild officer such as myself get recruited, and this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise, but its duties appear less than that focus. I must refuse your invitation, so until such time as your organization is more organized. What news, guy? For my part, the other Seaseer was minimal to my requirements. A former woodweller and a second and seasoned adventurer? Our company would not lack the verity, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. We should strike into Alda whilst the iron is hot. Let us meet at the royal apartment and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. And that's where I will take that. I think that's where I want to go. No, I don't. Well, the other guys, Gilded City, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that his final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning our recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when your respective tasks are complete. Good hunting. I'll start with the goldsmith area. Oh, a happy coincidence. Do you remember your personage? I am Ortran, the Church Saint Olga Lemma. Thank you again for your timely rescue. I also must thank you for preventing that foreign priest from preying on Dragon's less fortunate. Most outstanding business. Are you here with your command, Thancred, wasn't it? Ah, this is the command, you see. Running a proposed organization sounds powerful force for good, but my place is a church with children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is this some new fashion manner of proposing to a lady? Well, I'm not afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir! Good day, sir! Have you come to tell me news, soldier? Well, I already heard it. Seemingly, the would-be savior Odell's refugees went and got himself killed, and not by your hand. It was much more a pawn as the hapless cast-offs he sought to deceive, eh? That's not why you're here. You'll be surprised what rumors drift down the pearl line. I know of the glorious new company of yours, and just how far I will go to avoid getting involved with it. Whisper in the streets that your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. You ain't lying. A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire? Listen, friend, I could scarce spare the complaints of the next thought over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Ugh. Yeah, I definitely need to take a break when I'm getting old. Not to mention. Oh, Wildred. Wait, you're the man who came to El Amigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows when it happened if you haven't? I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Anyway, that disaster really got me thinking about our homeland, about the outsiders save us from ourselves. I realized how easy I've been manipulated, and vowed to make myself a more worldly man. So here I am. A new company of champions? And you say it'll take me to all corners of the realm? That sounds exactly the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met at Little El Amigo. I prepared myself to fight the evil I know is out there. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I think I'm going to end after this thing, and we'll continue on. I'm getting hungry. I need to go to the bathroom. I'm getting cold because the weather here. So that's not helping. How far are you, Galleon? What hidden gems did Street Old offer to your unrelenting gaze? A single Mago youth? Well, you're certainly given a memorable story, even though our ranks have yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the Kanai, when you talk of Eorze's salvation, must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspired these people was born in this part of the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Galleon. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you no doubt surmise, the Sultana has also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over and the documents signed, and the finances secure. There is not to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the syndicate's involvement, as well as I. Thus was the origin of every coin under contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. The organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely on outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers cannot sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors of endowment surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has a chance to prove its worth. It would not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should notice no more of it. Let's return the rest of stones and lay the first stone for Unite Eorzea. Whew. Oh. Okay. Oh yeah, I think there's a voice on this one.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience. Since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
She ain't lying.
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the warrior of light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Can naught be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'Dan law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing?
Angry potato.
Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. Fine. That's not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause the rest. The culmination of our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparation of the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Galleon. I am certain that Edison will be relieved to see you free for other duties. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna take a small break. I've been at this for a while. I think it's like, what, 3 hours I've been at this? Yeah, it's 2.5 hours. So that's it for this episode for now. I'll probably be back a little later after I eat, rest up, yada yada. So, see ya.